they gon' talk about me, I'ma let them talk.
How are you? Did you know that our power grid was optimized for 130-year-old technology? But everything that we plug in today is a modern electronic device. It needs a converter, an adapter into it. So a couple years ago, I was working in Costa Rica, and the power kept going out. It was annoying for me, but it was infuriating for them. And this is a really common occurrence for many parts of the world. So in developing regions, what we do is this. We have solar panels, they charge up some batteries, and they send that energy straight into the electronic devices like lights and appliances. And this is cool, but it's kind of expensive to have a big enough battery and solar panel to support your daily life. So instead, you can grid these things together, make a microgrid. And when you do that, you actually do satisfy 100% of your requirements. And it kind of looks like the internet, too, if you noticed. So my experience in the smart grid area helped me to shrink this thing down. And so we made this hardware product. What it does is it takes, instead of using dumb wires, it takes smart energy through a network wire, straight from the battery, into the lights and sensors. Now, the reason this is important is because now you can add just a tiny bit of energy management into it. And with that energy management, we can optimize the life of the battery and extend it. Also, those little black modules that you see, they can adapt to any type of energy that's needed in the end devices, so you need fewer parts. So a trekking company in the Himalayas would charge the trekking people to buy these systems for the people so that they could afford it. And they tried it, and they absolutely loved it. In fact, it was featured on a BBC Click episode. And what's funny is he says, but this system has a brain. And those little sensors that you see there, we can embed them into lights for just 80 cents. And what that means is that the villagers now, they don't have to wait for another trekker to come along in order to expand their system. They can do it one little piece at a time, which is really important. So we put together a team. We've got some NGO experience, product development experience, and logistics. And with your $500,000 support, we can install the first 500 homes and deploy this new technology that's part of a $4 billion opportunity. So let's look at the bigger social impact of this, right? This is safe to hack. We've essentially democratized the ability for people to make their own smart home systems, because all kinds of standards are going to be required. There's many different things around the world where people are going to make their own applications. And these guys, they're the next pioneers. Look at that kid on the right? He's going to make an aquaponics system over the top of this platform. The kid next to him, he's going to make a monitoring system for his grandma. The kid in the middle, for sure, he's going to make like a micro-billing utility system. And I know this because he's sitting next to a VC and an attorney. So when you have a basic input-output system built into every single building, there's an even bigger impact. It's called carbon. This kind of product can reduce the amount of energy that's used in buildings by 10 to 20%. And it creates a perfect infrastructure for truly smart homes and artificial intelligence. So, the future and the revolution in energy is the evolution of energy. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Is there any specific patentable IP here?
Yes, we have a patent that's on the product, not in this company, but the parent, and it's in 5 global regions.
You share in a nutshell, like the patent, what part of the system it focuses on?
Sure. The uniqueness of this is the ability for those little modules to transfer the energy and compatibility to the different endpoint devices, right? So instead of it being just one technology, power over Ethernet, some other new specific technology, those little modules adapt from the panel out to the devices. And that's what's required in order to satisfy every single standard around the world.
What do you see your biggest risk in getting to scale?
Say again?
Your biggest risk in scaling this?
Oh, and scaling it, yeah. So fortunately, we actually make the product in Shenzhen, which is where I live. So I have unlimited capacity to produce. And really, it's a matter of getting the NGOs to cooperate on this kind of thing. The nice thing is that basically what we do is we network. Okay, so we work with all these kinds of different companies and product manufacturers, a lot of big ones that you saw on some of the pages there. because this is really a collaborative effort. It's not something where we're trying to grab the whole market. Instead, cooperating with everybody. Thank you.